breaking news.
That breaking news is coming to us from Pasco County. Almost 24 hours after a driver hit and killed a pedestrian, deputies are now calling the case a homicide. The Pasco County Sheriff is giving us new details now. Let's listen in live.
There's a 75-year-old man who was a father, a grandfather, a Vietnam War Army veteran who was killed. And when you hear about what happens, that's why I think we want to get this out there. And there's also a call to action because we need the public's assistance. The suspect, his name was Justin Pinnell, 21-year-old male, and around 2:30 yesterday, he gets in his PT Cruiser and he starts doing some errands. But there's something about Justin that we find out through our investigation later on, and I'll tell you now, it brings up that pure evilness. He tells our investigators he had a plan for several months and has been thinking about it, that he wanted to kill somebody. So as he's driving around his PT Cruiser, he does his errands. Around 2:30 yesterday afternoon, he's at the intersection of Arapika and Old Dixie Highway, and he sees our victim who's walking by himself on the side of the road, and he's walking with one of those wooden walking sticks. He's going down the street with a wooden walking stick, and the suspect sees him. The suspect drives past him, intentionally makes a U-turn, goes towards the victim, and starts accelerating at a high rate of speed. The suspect tells us later on that while he's driving there at this victim, he can see the look of fright on that victim's face. He can see that fear, he can see the emotion of, oh my gosh, this person's about to hit me. And the victim tries to get out of the way. The suspect intentionally runs him over and hits him. The suspect's vehicle, why? Because the victim was off the side of the road, the suspect's vehicle gets damaged, it breaks down. He actually calls 911, and I give our credit to the dispatcher in the County 911 Center. She actually gets a confession out of him on the tape. As our deputies arrive on scene, I want to appreciate Major Franz of Florida Highway Patrol. Their traffic homicide investigators did an outstanding job partnering with us on this case. They go through this investigation, and he absolutely admits to our deputies and our detectives that he had the intention to kill somebody. And it just happened to be this 75-year-old father, grandfather, and Vietnam veteran. You know, this is one of those things that when you talk in society how evil things are, this man is absolutely evil. He's being charged with first-degree homicide, and I want to thank Assistant State Attorney Poda Popakis. I apologize for her name, butchering her name, but I want to thank her very much. Everybody just knows her as Poda. I want to thank her very much for her work. But there's something else I got to get out there, and we need the public's assistance. We talk about evil in this world, and you know, there's a saying: the greatest sin is the indifference of good men. Well, I'd say that's the greatest sin is the indifference of good men and women. The one witness who called us from the side of the road and said, hey, you know, this is what happened, I see something out here, there's a body on the side of the road. That person also identifies us that other people drove up, witnesses, possibly took photographs and drove off. If you're one of those men and people that were a witness out there, or men or women that was a witness, please contact the Pasco Sheriff's Office. We just need your assistance. We have a very solid case, we have a very strong case, but at the same time we have to bring as much justice as we can for this victim. So please, if you're out there, you saw something, we just want to talk to you. We just want to find out what happened, what you saw, because we want to help the Assistant State Attorney in her case to make sure that we bring justice for this victim. And at the same time, we just need information. But I also put it out there, if you see something horrific like this, don't stop. I mean, please stop by. Don't go. Don't stop and drive off. Stop and help. Your indifference, you know, those are those things in our society today. We need people to do the right thing. And I tell them, you're not in trouble. We just want to talk to you because we need that information. So with that, is there anything I can answer?
When you guys arrived there, what was his demeanor at the scene?
I'll let Sergeant Rosa go further into it, but from all information I've gathered so far is that it was almost for him pleasurable. The fact that he intentionally did this, he did what he wanted to do, And, you know, the fact that he actually laughed to the detectives when he said, I saw the victim, you know, scared. I saw the victim trying to jump, you know, it seemed like he got pleasure from that. But I'll let Mike go further.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Rosa. Last name is ROSA. I'm a sergeant of the Major Crimes Unit in Pasco Sheriff's Office. So the defendant suspect spoke to our detectives. He was very calm during the interview, confessed to everything, was extremely cooperative. He was able to answer all our questions. He appeared very lucid and didn't appear to be under influence of anything.
Sergeant, do you think, or do your detectives think he has mental issues?
As of right now, he answered all our questions, able to answer our questions like anybody else that we would speak to. When we have a case like this, we usually speak to the person about what's going on in their life. He was able to answer every question we asked him. So he appeared just like me and you.
Can you talk a little bit more to his background? Had he had any run-in with you guys prior?
So he only had 2 reports in our system. One was a runaway, and that's it. Nothing else in our system at all. He had never been arrested before, at all, before this incident.
Have you ever worked a case where someone has planned or wanted to run someone over like this before?
So I have worked cases where someone's planned to kill somebody. Maybe I have never worked a case where someone planned to actually go out and look for a victim and actually run the victim over. We haven't had a case like that I'm aware of.
Can you talk about what maybe inspired him to do this?
The only thing he really told us at this time was that he had planned this for several months, that he wanted to kill somebody, and on that day he decided to leave his home with intent to go find someone to run over and kill them.
And there was no connection between him and the victim?
So during our checks of reports in the Pasco County Sheriff's Office system, we did not find anything linking the two at all, and our defendant also admitted that he did not know the victim, and the victim was the act was not random, but the victim was a random victim.
And again, to clarify, the victim was on a sidewalk?
No, sir. So Arapaca Road does not have any sidewalks. He was walking on the roadway, and as the subject was driving towards him, he was trying to get off the roadway, and our defendant increased the speed and ran him over.
Have you guys obtained any warrants to search his home or where he lives?
So that's an ongoing investigation. We are doing some search warrants on some electronic items and his vehicle right now, but that's still in the process. It's still, even though our unit made an arrest, there's still a lot more work to do to be done.
Have you found anything so far that you can comment on that may shed any light on this? Or
Not at this time, sir. Not at this time.
Is there any indication of the speed he was going when he hit him?
We are still investigating that. Our partners at the Floor High Patrol are still investigating that and still doing their report for that.
At this point, do you think he told anyone that he was going to do this? Anybody knew about it?
So we are currently investigating that. We're speaking to family and friends. We don't have an answer for you right now on that part.
And the suspect, I'm sorry, the victim died at the scene?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you elaborate any more details on the victim? Is the victim's name able to be released to the press?
Not at this time, sir.
I could elaborate on that.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Mike. The other part, you know, the family, we've been in touch with the family, talking to them, and they actually even asked to be protected. They said, I don't want his name out there. I don't want to put it out there. But they did want to release it. You know, like everybody can imagine, he was absolutely loved. And, you know, I can't imagine just the horror of having to, you know, I don't think she's going to have to explain to her, talk to her grandkids at this time about it, but just for society at large, everybody who's probably at home watching this and thinking about this, I mean, this is just absolutely horrific. And it goes back to the point that we're investigating, looking into the fact that did he say this to anybody? And, you know, unfortunately, in today's day and age, you can't just, if you hear somebody say, I want to do harm to somebody else, you know, report that, tell somebody. I think we've done a pretty good job, and I want to thank our schools in the fact that report something. If somebody says I want to harm somebody in school or do something in school, we get a lot of tips, we get a lot of information. Unfortunately, in a situation like this, you're seeing somebody who may have said something to somebody else and said, you know, I'm thinking about killing somebody, let us know. Unfortunately, you know, we're dealing with a sad situation, and I go back to this is absolutely evil. There is no other way around saying this. This is just, who does this? That's the thing. But fortunately, we're able to catch the individual. Maybe God intervened in the fact that car broke down and wasn't able to go any further, and he wasn't able to escape. And we were able to quickly catch that person, because I think what's even, nothing's worse than losing a loved one. But for those that have lost a loved one, they don't know who killed that person. I can't imagine living with that. and we're able to at least bring justice to that family. We can't bring back their loved one. They're in heaven, but we can bring justice to that family now.
So his vehicle was significantly damaged.
Yes, he could not, we're probably under the understanding, I know the investigation's going on, and there's still things that will come out. We're probably under the understanding that if he could have fled, he would have fled, but he could not flee. And so he was stuck there, and he knew at that point there was nothing he could do. All right, anything?
Will you be releasing that 911 recording?
Let the investigators, that's for them and the state attorney.
So as of right now, since the suspect confessed to the crime, we will not be releasing that recording. Thank you, sir.
What about the pictures of the vehicle? Any chance those could be released?
I believe that it's too early in investigation to release anything like that. I will tell you this, that if there are any citizens out there that have any other reports that a red PT Cruiser maybe drove at them or anything like that, or involved in other accidents, please contact the Pasco Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
And which one of you spoke to the family? Was it you, sir?
My unit did, yes.
Okay. Can you kind of elaborate on anything else that they had in terms of the message or anything?
No, they just wanted to tell everyone that their loved one, our victim, was very loved, and he was down in Florida for some warm weather, and that he was a retired vet. Thank you.
Is he a seasonal resident? Can you
No,
tell where he's from originally?
I believe so at this time, without giving too much information about the victim, but he lives here full time.
And the suspect is originally from this part of Florida?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you
all very much.
Thank you.
Right now you're listening to the Pasco County Sheriff. He's updating us about a really disturbing case that happened yesterday, a deadly hit and run that killed a 75-year-old man yesterday in Pasco County. It was Old Dixie Highway and Arapaca Road. They did arrest a suspect. His name is Justin Pinnell. He's facing first-degree homicide charges, and they say he admitted to 911 dispatchers and sheriff's deputies that he wanted to kill someone and he purposely ran this man over. Really, again, disturbing case. And Pasco County Sheriff wants anyone who saw this accident to come forward. They believe there are more witnesses and they need your help to fully figure out exactly what happened yesterday. We have all the information that you need to know about this accident posted on our website, abcactionnews.com.